Hey everyone, welcome back to Episode Breakdown. I'm Oliver, and we just watched the episode that changes everything. Episode 3 of A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, titled The Squire, has arrived. And folks, the egg has officially cracked. If you thought the first two episodes were character-driven charm, this one delivers a gut punch that recontextualizes every moment we've seen so far. We're talking identity reveals, a fortune of fire, the cruelest Targaryen since Maegor, and one of the bravest, dumbest, most heroic decisions Sir Duncan the Tall has ever made. Grab your sandwich, give your horse a pep talk, and let's break it all down. Spoilers are absolutely everywhere. Before we get started, be sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of our breakdowns. The episode opens with our favorite bald boy sneaking off at dawn. And no, he's not running away. Egg has taken Dunk's sword and his horse Thunder, and he's out in the field practicing. He's trying to be a good squire. He's trying to get Thunder to run faster. He's yelling, he's whooping, he's committed, and it is the most adorable training montage this side of Rocky IV. Dexter's soul Ansel is an absolute delight here. His mouth is this giant O of excitement the entire time. He cares so much.
Sir Duncan! Take it! Take it quick, Sir Duncan!
But then, a complication. A one-eyed knight in an eye patch, Sir Robin Risling, known as the maddest knight in the Seven Kingdoms, rides up and accuses Egg of stealing the horse. Egg, terrified but defiant, insists he's a squire. And here's the thing, he recognizes Robin. He knows exactly who this man is. Book readers, your antennas are up. This kid knows every knight worth knowing, and that's not nothing.
You steal that horse.
It's not stealing if you mean to put it back. You're Sir Robin Risling. You're the maddest knight in the Seven Kingdoms.
We are a vessel for the warrior when it is madness bid.
When Egg returns, Dunk is awake, and he realizes something fundamental. He hasn't actually been teaching Egg. Sir Arlen taught Dunk by yelling and hitting. Dunk tries that. It doesn't work. So he softens. He's kind, he's patient, he's gentle but firm. And in that moment, this odd pair, a giant hedge knight and a tiny bald squire, become something more. They become family. And they talk, they dream. Egg lays out their whole future. Dunk wins the tourney, keeps Egg on as his squire, they serve some great lord, marry his daughters, live a good life. It's the kind of conversation you have with your best friend about starting a business together. It's hopeful, it's innocent. It's heartbreaking because we know it's coming.
I think I could be quite happy in a place like this.
You're in a place like this?
I'm meant for a while.
Did you really ride all the way here in the back of some farmer's wagon?
I don't want to talk about it.
Meanwhile, the tournament is happening, and Dunk is not competing today. Why? Because the first day is for highborn knights and champions. Dunk is neither. He's just a hedge knight who got a courtesy entry from Prince Baelor. So he watches from the sidelines, and what he sees changes him. Prince Aerion Brightflame Targaryen faces Sir Humphrey Harding. Aerion's lance dips low, too low, and then it happens. The lance drives straight through the horse's neck. The animal collapses, screaming, pinning its rider beneath it. Aerion rides away like nothing happened. The crowd erupts, they throw things, they riot. The Kingsguard has to push them back. A squire runs out to mercy kill the horse, and Egg, watching, is furious. That was no mishap, he seethes. Dunk, still clinging to his ideals, can't believe a knight, a prince, would do such a thing. But the truth is right in front of him, and that truth is wearing a black helm carved like a flaming skull. Dunk and Egg are walking through the tourney grounds when a hooded fortune teller, played by Jenna Boyd, stops them. She offers to read their futures. Dunk, amused, lets her go first. "You shall know great success and be richer than a Lannister," she says. Dunk rolls his eyes. Then he gestures to Egg. What about him? Her face changes, her tone drops. She looks at the sweet, bald, hopeful boy and says, "You shall be king and die in a hot fire, and worms shall feed upon your ashes, and all who know you shall rejoice in your dying." Dunk laughed it off. She tells everyone they'll be king, but Egg is terrified. And if you know the lore, if you know what happens at Summerhall, your blood just ran cold. I'm not going to bury the lead here. That prophecy is real. Decades from now, Egg will be King Aegon V. He will spend his reign fighting for the small folk, enacting reforms, trying to hatch dragon eggs to restore Targaryen power. And he will die in a catastrophic fire at Summerhall, alongside his Lord Commander of the Kingsguard, Sir Duncan the Tall. The fortune teller wasn't guessing, she was warning him. Welcome back to this, because it haunts everything that follows.
Say your fortune.
Oh, yeah, go on then.
You shall know great success and be richer than a Lannister.
Thank you. Do the boy now.
You shall be king and die in hot fire, and worms shall feed upon your ashes. And all who know you shall rejoice in your dying.
The rot in House Targaryen is on full display this episode. Raymond Fossaway, our favorite apple, gives Dunk a blistering monologue that the showrunners absolutely knew would go viral. He calls them, and I quote, "incestuous aliens, blood magickers and tyrants who've burned our lands, enslaved our people, and dragged us into their wars without a mote of respect for our history or our customs. Every pale-haired brat they've saddled on us has been madder than the last. The only thing a Targaryen can do for this realm is finish on his wife's tits." It's profane, it's brutal, and it's a temperature check on how Westeros feels about its dragon lords now that the dragons are dead. The awe is gone. What's left is resentment.
To accept that a knight might be so dishonorable, let alone a prince.
Why is that hard?
No,
They're incestuous aliens, Duncan. The only honourable thing a Targaryen can do for this realm is finish on his wife's tits. So I think he meant to kill the fucking horse.
And then, in that same conversation, Raymond drops a line that Game of Thrones fans need to hear. He's listing Maekar's sons. Daeron's a sot, Aerion's just vain and cruel, the third's so useless they were gonna ship him off to a citadel to make a maester of him. That third son, the useless one, his name is Aemon, Maester Aemon. That same old blind man who 90 years from now will lie on his deathbed at Castle Black and whisper, "Egg, I dreamed that I was old." This episode doesn't name him directly, it doesn't have to. That connection, that tiny thread linking this hopeful boy to the wisest, saddest man in the Night's Watch, is one of the most beautiful Easter eggs this franchise has ever planted.
I saw Prince Maekar's chair was empty.
He left Ashford this morning to search for the rest of his misbegats.
Which are those?
He's there, Darren, and the youngest. They departed somewhere altogether a few days ago, but never reached Ashford. There's rumours going about the boys are dead.
But back to the rot. Prince Maekar is gone. He's hunting for his two missing sons, Daeron and Aegon, who never showed up at Ashford. And with his father absent, Aerion is off the leash. No one is keeping him in line. No one is stopping him. So when he stumbles upon Tansela's puppet show, the same Dornish puppeteer Dunk has been awkwardly crushing on, and sees her puppet slay a dragon, he doesn't just get offended, he gets violent. This is treason, he declares. To depict the dragon's defeat is to attack House Targaryen itself. Never mind that the dragons are dead, never mind that it's art, Aerion doesn't care. He grabs her, he breaks her finger, and suddenly this isn't a disagreement anymore, it's an assault. Egg runs. He sprints through the camp, finds Dunk, and begs him, "You have to help her." Dunk doesn't hesitate. He doesn't think about the consequences, he doesn't calculate the odds. He sees a woman being brutalized by a man with power, and he moves. What follows is the single bravest, dumbest, most Duncan thing anyone has ever done in Westeros. He attacks the blood of the dragon. He beats Aerion Targaryen into the dirt. He doesn't stop until guards swarm him, drag him off, and pin him down. Aerion, bloodied and seething, raises his foot to crush Dunk's face. And then, a small, bald voice cuts through the chaos. "Stop!" Aerion freezes. The guards freeze. Dunk, bleeding on the ground, looks up at his squire in confusion, and Egg steps forward. The dragon is out of the bag. Egg is not a stable boy. He's not an orphan. He's not just some kid Dunk picked up on the road. He is Prince Aegon Targaryen, fourth son of Prince Maekar, grandson of the king, and brother to the monster who was about to murder his knight. And in that moment, he chose Dunk. He blew up his own life, revealed his identity, surrendered his freedom, all to save the man who taught him how to sew, who shared his sandwiches, who looked at a bald, strange, hiding boy and said, "Yeah, you can stay."
Don't hurt him!
Hold your tongue or they'll hurt you!
No, they won't. The last is my father. Let go of him. Do as I say.
You impudent little rat. What's happened to your hair?
I cut it off, brother. I didn't want to look like you.
This is the moment the episode has been building toward, and it's devastating. Not because we didn't see it coming, let's be honest, the show hasn't been subtle, but because of what it costs. Egg wasn't just some kid, he's royalty. He's everything Dunk has been taught to kneel to, and Dunk just punched his brother in the face. What happens now? What happens to a hedge knight who strikes the blood of the dragon? The preview for next week gives us a clue, a trial of the seven. Aerion wants blood, and Dunk, with his borrowed armor and his handmade sigil and his impossible courage, is going to have to fight for his life against champions chosen by a prince. But he won't be alone. Prince Baelor saw the horse killing. He knows what Aerion is. Raymond Fossaway has his back. Lionel Baratheon, the laughing storm himself, has already called Dunk a friend. And somewhere in that camp, a one-eyed mad knight named Sir Robin Risling might just be the wild card Dunk never expected. Thematic footprints and final thoughts. The Squire, this title works on two levels. Egg is a squire, but he's also the Squire, the one whose identity changes everything. The prophecy, Summerhall is coming. We don't know when, we don't know how, but this show has now officially put the tragedy on the board. Every moment of joy from here on out carries that shadow. Aemon, he's out there, he's young, he's about to be shipped off to the Citadel, and he will outlive everyone he loves. That line, "I dreamed that I was old," hits so much harder now. Dunk's honor, he could have taken the rigged fight. Plummer offered him victory on a silver platter. He didn't even consider it. Instead, he chose the path of honor, the path that might get him killed. This episode is the turning point. The first two episodes were set up, charming, funny, and grounded. Episode 3 is the moment the dragon wakes up. Not a literal dragon, something worse. The dragon of identity, of consequence, of a past that refuses to stay buried. Egg is a prince, Dunk is in mortal danger, and Aerion Brightflame just made an enemy of the wrong Hedge Knight. Oliver, what did you think of episode 3? Were you devastated by Dunk's reaction to Egg's reveal? Did the Aemon Easter egg make you emotional? Are you worried about what Summerhall means for these two? I want to hear it all in the comments. Smash that like button, subscribe to Episode Breakdown so you don't miss any of our Episode 4 deep dive, and ring that bell, because next week we go to trial. Until then, keep breaking it down.